Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ball chat. Greetings, football lovers. Happy Football Sunday. Welcome to Ball Chat, a football roundup show. My name is Benton. And I'm with the family, Pastor George. What go on? Last week you ran out in a suit, in a sweet three-piece preaching suit after a draw against Liverpool. This week, why not? You won a game. And where's the suit?
But I won and I lost at the same time. I was the one that said Arteta is ready to win. I was the one that said Arsenal is ready to win. I was the one. I am the one that was carrying this team. Well, I remember saying on the poster, I was the one that was carrying this team, Benton. For the last 4 years, I've been on this show live for the last 4 years saying, Arsenal is ready. Arsenal is ready. Every year, Arsenal ready. No more.
Well, I see what you're doing there, Junior. I see you've been advocating for him to stay so you can beat him. and those are the views of Junior, not Ball Chat, without promoting beating of anyone. Mikel Arteta, go see the principal. Go and see the principal. You remember when we did that at school? And, you do something wrong and you have to go, take a spanking. The youths of today don't know nothing about them things that them beating at school.
Yeah, I remember in the Benton, they never used to call it beating or spanking, What they used to call it? Caning.
Yeah, man. You used to get wet up. You used to get serious. But football lovers, welcome to Ball Chat Week. That was football show. We recap some of the week's major news in the world of football. FA Cup front and center in the English Isles. We're going to discuss some of the major results in the FA Cup. Take a deep dive on a look at Arsenal versus Man United. We're going to discuss Super Copa in the Middle East. Super Copa Madrid got butter bruised as Junior find the belt again. As Madrid got fixed up butter bruise. Holla Madrid. Big up to all the Madridistas out there. Holla Madrid. We're going to discuss Super Copa, the results of Super Copa, and Danny Olmo eventual short-term registration. Take a look at the status of that situation. And also take a look at La Liga and La Liga standard. We'll also discuss Scudetto, Napoli's. Junior, apparently your Bala cover wants out of Napoli based on some of the reports. We'll look at the Scudetto and cover. And if he does leave this January, how does that may affect the Scudetto? We'll discuss Jamaican football news as Junior's favorite manager, Hamir Hal Grimson, former Reggae Boys manager, Hamir Hal Grimson, as yo, is that only for beating I go on today? Is that only for spanking? Junior will be handing out today as Hamir Hal Grimson has some choice words for the JFF and the Reggae Boys. Dennis Chung, the General Secretary of the Reggae Boys, the mouthpiece, decided to make a rebuttal. We'll discuss that and other transfer news. Terry McGee apparently decided that he wants to explore his options. We'll discuss transfer news when it pertains to Jamaican footballers. As Terry McGee in an interview said he will not return to the Colorado Switchbacks as he's exploring his options. Yo, management, come talk to them, yeah. Football family, as always, thank you always for joining us. Big up to all the listeners. Thank you. And for really, sticking in there with us. Every week we do the show, and we may not be the most fun-filled every week, but we definitely try to be as accurate, and we always look for corrections, and when we get the correct things, we point them out. So thank you for always sticking with us, family. Now let's get to it. FA Cup action. Junior, I did not see this one coming. Oh, we'll also discuss League Cup first leg semi-final.
I was about to say start with the Carling Cup.
And big connection because a poor week for Arsenal. Defeat at home in the League Cup against Newcastle first leg, and also eliminated on penalties against Man United. 10 men Man United at the end there. Junior, your thoughts on this football game, family?
Which one? The cup game or this game?
Yeah, let's start with the cup game. The League Cup, we'll get to it at some point. Presuming it's first leg.
Yeah, and big up Heraldo. Heraldo said the bug is Arsenal, Ballas, Maguire. BM says this is what happens when Jamaicans embrace mediocrity from foreign. Helm Grimson is trash. Greetings, ball chat. Well, hey, to the show, I'm going to shout it up because we don't have enough to talk about. But we're going to talk about Helm Grimson. So, BM, stick around and your topic that.
Well, and BM could even say greetings before he called Hal Grimson bug.
And we have to give BM his credit because I will say BM, for me, from my recent memory, BM and Sean, I don't know which one is first, but they are one of the first to call out Ham Grimson.
And I will be on the record as saying that Junior was very much on board with the Hal Grimson. It was president of Hal Grimson Van Club, so we'll get both sides out.
Well, let me beat myself.
but to FA Cup action first, family. We'll start off there. So.
Yeah. Forget about the game. I want to just jump right to the post-match conference, the post-match presser. Arteta said, "This is 1 in 1,000." That was Arteta. In a week when we can argue, you have League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League, 4 trophies you can win in a year, right?
Yes.
You just dropped out a half of your trophy. Half your trophy possibilities ended within 7 days. And your first comment is, this is 1 out of 1,000. That alone is fireable. I was so talking about the first leg. Well, sorry. He's still in the League Cup, to be fair. They can have a big turnaround.
Yes.
Yes, they can have a big turnaround. But in a week when you've lost both cup games, you have 2 crazy press conferences afterwards. Well, this is 1 in 1,000. You're not winning the FA Cup this year because you lose to a bug Man U who also went down to 10 men. And you played, 30 minutes against a 10-man Man U, and you should have scored. Is one thing if you say Man U defended them life out, Bayanda get a ball at the game for me, the Man U keeper. He did some stupidness, but he also had some great saves. I agree with Heraldo. Maguire get ball at the game too. He did some stupidness, but he had some great moments. But apart from that, Declan Rice, he had 2 mirror image chances and couldn't finish. Headers from 4 yards out. Couldn't finish. Kai Havertz, for years, from Kai Havertz is at Chelsea, we've been saying he's not a number 9. Why the hell is he still playing as a number 9? It's just crazy to me. I agree with Arteta when he said 1 out of 1,000. But let the fans say that. And let the fan that is still remembering the Invincibles and remembering the great moments of Arsenal, let that fan say that. You, the coach of the current team, you accept the mediocrity when you say that, in my opinion. The game, that's all the game was, is Arsenal is ready to accept mediocrity. Manchester United looks like a team that they don't have good players. They're still making mistakes. but they believe what the coach is selling them. And that's the difference in the game today. In today's game, that's the difference. Man U have a coach that expects to win every game, no matter the circumstance. We'll see how long that lasts. That is their story to tell. But Arsenal has a team that is led by a coach that have them prepared to give an excuse when they get an opportunity. And that I'm tired of it, man. Hold on, beat them again. Fuck's sake. The man too worthless, man. Arteta too worthless, mental. I can't take it anymore. Way too worthless.
Pertaining to this football game, there's another side of this, the dark side of football, or the sad side of football, or it's not just something that's unique to football, it's life. Sadly, when people lose, them behave a certain way. And so I want to give a bug of the week to the fans who went after Kai Havertz's wife. She posted some very, very, very horrible messages on Instagram. You know, to the fact that we're not going to repeat some of the messages Talk Sports and others made outlets that are bigger than Ball Chat, you know, have posted them. But we're not going to post them. We won't post them and we won't repeat them. But, you know, we can't say Kai Havertz was poor or is poor at his job and had a very bad day and has had many bad days playing in this football club, Arsenal Football Club. But bugs for those people who went after this man's family, went after his man, you know, wife, talk about his unborn child. Bug. Despicable behavior. This, you know, and the punk them sit down on internet and them not show them face. Well, sit in them look a dirty life and them not show them face. Them just sit down online and post message. So we not give them the oxygen, you know. All right, now to the Arsenal, to the Arteta's comment. Arteta said it's unbelievable. Obviously, you measure the performance and what we did in relation to the position. You know, you deserve to win the game by a mile. But the reality is we are out, and the only thing is going to be judged is that, but internally I can't. I love my players. I love our team. I love how good they are and what they do, because in 1,000 games, you lose one, and probably it was this one. You have to understand this as well. It's part of our industry, our game. Move on, because you don't have time to do this, because on Wednesday we have a massive one in court. You know, all right. Arteta has done a very good job with Arsenal Football Club. It's 5 years he has won one trophy, and I think the years he's been in charge, they've significantly improved. They've gone from 8th to second, or, you know, somewhere around there in the EPL, to second last year in the EPL. But the question with days like these and week like these, you know, regarding the League Cup semi-final and today's performance, I wonder if Mikel Arteta is the man to really move this team to the next level. And the reason why I said this is that Kai Havertz, I want to focus on Kai Havertz for a minute. Kai Havertz is clearly not effective in the role that he's been asked to play. And clearly Kai Havertz is struggling with confidence in the role that he's asked to play, because his reaction time, his response time is very slow. Junior, you could have scored some of them goals that him get. However.
Easily.
You could have scored some of them goals, because it's not even on target. From 6 yards out, he might kick over the ball over the top. And this is where a manager should be able to look at these scenarios and say, yo, you are not at your best. Come hold a seat. You know, come sit down. If we have another youth on the bench, a young striker, get a running. And that is the worrisome part of it for me with Mikel Arteta. You saw these things, this saw the performance from your player, your high-valued player, and you're not willing to, what y'all say, play through it? Because some players can, but I don't think Kai seems to have that mental, because his head is down in the ground, and clearly he missed the penalty.
But I think it's more than I think it's a little bit more than play through it. I don't think he is. I don't think Arteta is holding them accountable. Look, if he had scored, we're having a different conversation, right? It would have been Arteta. Arteta is being rewarded for sticking it out with Kai Havertz. We've been saying for years he's not good enough, and Havertz keeps bailing Arteta out, right? How many times do we get to say that for Arteta? We've said that for Maresca. We can say that for Xerxes and Amarin today. That's another side of the coin. But how many times have Arteta given somebody the opportunity for us to say that about him and that person fail? When will Arteta show the other side? And for that I agree with you, but the player also has to take part of the blame. If the coach is putting that much confidence in you, surely you must feel the need to reward that confidence. Surely.
But you can try reward all you want, but it's just not working out.
Agree.
You know that on anybody's bad day, the simple things just now work out. This is where you as a manager now and as a coach need to be on the outside and say, yo, have a conversation, come hold a seat. Because, I mean, we sit down here, Kai Havertz play every single minute of the football game. You know? And the bigger problem I have is this. How many times have we seen how many times have we come back to the same situation with Arsenal under Mikel Arteta?
Yes.
Who is going to be the one to score the goals? And then you sign Mikel Moreno, you sign Calafiori, and it's like we're back to the same issues again.
But in our fairness, though, for today's game, unfortunately, Jesus got injured. It's a freak injury. You foul a man and you end up getting injured and carted off the field. It's just wild. That's just wild to me. But who do they have to play instead of Havertz? I don't know why Jesus is not playing as a 9. I don't know why.
So and again, you know my position on this, and we may disagree on it. I fundamentally, and I said the same thing about Pep Guardiola a few weeks ago. I said, when you have players that are struggling, this is why you have an academy. And Mikel Arteta has demonstrated he has no reservation when pushed up against the wall about playing some of the kids. He has a kid on the bench that has done quite well in the U21 system, Nathan something. I mean, who has scored. Play him, because it's not just two things I think as a coach you're doing. And yeah, me a keyboard coach, but me the coach I look at you in high school, which was about side. At some point, as a coach, you want to look at your star ball and said, it's just not your idea. And at some point, you also want to say to your young up-and-coming baller, this is the level we are keep. Yeah. We can't just reward, you mentioned rewarding mediocrity. If the young baller who's coming up and sit on the bench and see that level of just toothless performance from the guy who's playing up the middle, then the young baller probably say, boy, when me boss, me not have to do much better then, because clearly this is the standard.
Exactly. And that is what is being created right now at Arsenal. That's exactly what's happening at Arsenal.
But on the flip side of things, we clown Manchester United, ridicule them through the years and all these things. But Ruben Amorim came in, started out relatively hot, had a little rough spot, but now it's like there's a fight in this unit. Xerxes a few weeks ago got booed off the pitch at Old Trafford, right? But Xerxes was a man who stepped up today and said, you know what? I'm taking the 5th penalty, given the opportunity the 5th penalty, and converted it. So here is this idea that I read into that is saying, like, look, you may have a bad moment, you may have bad moments, but you are not out. And if you're willing to come back in the fold and do what's needed for the group, we are work with it. And I think finding ways to win football games defensively very stout. And kudos to Ruben. And you can tell if given his players, there's some potential there, but some potential there.
And the biggest thing to me, and not to beat a dead horse, but the biggest thing to me, because to be fair, Ten Hag tried the same thing. But where Ten Hag lacked, or where he made his mistake, Ruben is making his great step for his great stride. And Ten Hag made his mistake by folding to players. Ruben isn't doing that. Ruben is flat out saying it's my way or the highway, no questions asked, right? And now that we see that you have a baller that is highly paid and is nowhere near the squad right now, and the squad is given an opportunity to sink or swim. And everybody understand that this is a sink or swim period for you right now. Go out there and achieve. That's what Arsenal is missing. That's what Chelsea, that's what Maresca did at the start of the season. Now, I think Maresca fell off when, we're not in a title race. That's where you start giving in to the pressure, right? Let's see if Ruben will give in to that pressure when the team run off 4 or 5 good results and they get 1 bad result. How do you explain that away? Which I will give Arteta that credit. I would have given Arteta that credit if I didn't see this movie before. But I've seen this movie too many times with Arsenal. One thing Arteta do is saying, this is water under the bridge. We're over it. Let's get ready for Tottenham this Wednesday. Right? We have a big match Wednesday. I am not going to lose this game twice. Right? Cool. But what do you do? What changes do you make to your team to let them know that even though we're moving on, it is still unacceptable what happened before? It is unacceptable for Arsenal, second in the Premier League right now, perennial second in the Premier League for the last couple of years. Unacceptable to lose to Man U the way it did today. Unacceptable.
Well, Manchester United did drew with the number 1 team in the Premier League last week, so.
And that should be even more fuel for Arsenal. No, that should be more fuel for Arsenal.
There's something here.
No, that all right. If
I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
I know, but I'm going to answer. I'm going to retort to your devil's advocacy in a like manner. That should make Arsenal players wake up even more to know that we are about to play an informed team. We cannot treat this team like they're the 13th team in the table. They just draw with the team with chasing at them yard. We can't play them. We can't play them that way. So it's just crazy to me. And worse, you come from behind, got a penalty and missed the penalty, got millions of chances to win the game against 10 men. It's the worst way to lose the game today.
Yeah. Watch the space. So we'll see what will happen with with Arsenal Football Club. I mean, like you said, they're out of the FA Cup. They're still in the League Cup. They have Champions League and they have Premier League. So what? Other FA Cup results that you thought is worth highlighting, Junior. Brentford was probably the shock defeat of this round. I mean, Brentford as a Premier League team, many did not expect Brentford to lose, but Brentford was eliminated. Maybe the upset of the round.
No, well, yes, obviously upset of the round because you don't expect a Premier League team to lose, but every year in the FA Cup, you always have a result like that, right? So you always have an MK Dons versus Manchester United result, right? And you can't say this is a 1 in 1,000 event. I really mean it and move on. So I'm not shocked by it because you come to expect it. And Plymouth Argyle is what? In the second? League.
Yeah, League Two. And actually, so it wasn't Plymouth Argyle was the team that recently sacked what's his name? Wayne Rooney.
No,
You
they're
know,
not
so
Plymouth.
I mean, but do you like the change before we continue looking at these FA Cup results? Do you like the change in the rule? I mean, look at the game against Tamworth and Spurs ended 0-0 in 90 minutes. They went into extra time. Under the old rule, the game would have been a leg two play at Spurs, and Tamworth would have potentially have a larger payday TV rights money. No, this is just a one and done. You go to extra time and play and penalty shootout.
Well,
Are you okay with this sort of? I mean, I know from a physical standpoint it's probably better, but for the lower tier teams, that second leg away from their house where that TV market money is,
something have to give though. So we cannot be saying the players are playing too much and then complain or argue that they should get more games. So it's unfortunate that a team can play that hard for 90 minutes and get an opportunity. Forget about advancing to the next round. Winning that replay or getting that opportunity to play that replay away is a great thing, right? You get, like you say, you get some money right now that probably is like Black Friday for them. You're going to get some money you're not seeing for the rest of the season. It's unfortunate. Maybe they can do something more with the payouts, especially since you don't have VAR at these games now. So that money that would have been spent at VAR, maybe they could use that and give it to those teams if them getting money is that big of a thing. But no, I'm sorry. It's not enough for me to feel sorry for them that they don't get that extra money now.
Usual suspects won their respective games, so no major other surprises in the FA Cup other than Brentford, which was just a major surprise, and maybe a minor surprise for some regarding the Plymouth, Brentford. Before we step away from, go ahead, Junior.
There would have been one.
Yeah, there would at least one. Before we step away from football news in the English Isles or in the UK, Junior, a couple managerial changes occurred. Everton secured the services of one Mr. David Moyes, made his return. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, of course, David Moyes cut his teeth with Everton, but this is a different David Moyes, 61 years old. I mean, come on.
Yes, but and I don't like what to expect from a David Moyes Everton right now, especially on the surface. He is acquiring a team that plays his style. So there should not be a lot of there shouldn't be a huge like a transition period. Right? I don't expect much difference in the style of play. What's going to be weird though is the dynamic between fans and coach, new ownership with the American ownership. What are their expectations? Getting rid of Sean Dyche right now kind of felt a little bit rushed to me. I don't think Everton was really underperforming or underwhelming. So that tells me something happened between Dyche and the new ownership. I don't know if Dyche wanted to spend some money in the January window for a player that the new leadership saying, nah, we're not trying to play this style. Something, it just feels off. And to go back for a David Moyes right now, I'm not going to lie to you. I actually expected Mourinho to get this job. And I was even ready to say how Mourinho coming in is very similar to Ancelotti coming back to Everton. That is how I was ready to paint that picture and say, this is where Jose can come in and reinvent himself and parlay this back to maybe AC Milan, maybe, I don't know, whichever other team in Italy and a big team. That's where I was going with it. So going with David Moyes is very underwhelming. It feels like a panic hire to me. It really does.
You know, and the chairman Everton, Mark Watts, said something, quote, with over a decade of experience at the club, he's the right leader to propel us through our final season at Goodison Park and into our new stadium. And I think that's the bottom line what Everton is looking at, and it's the ownership. They have a new stadium they're moving into soon, and in terms of name recognition, a very, you know, probably a icon at the club. Is it fair to say David Moyes is the icon at Everton?
Icon is a strong word.
Maybe, all right. Someone who is appreciated at the club. Is it fair to say David Moyes is appreciated at the club by the fans?
Yes.
And so with that in mind, I think knowing that they want to then, you know, kind of stimulate some sort of, no, I want to use the word excitement, but it's hard to use excitement with David Moyes, right? And I think this is why the ownership went for him. Someone who has some sort of recognition with the club, and the fans will say, okay, you know what, he's one of us. He's a blue collar, because we know so when Everton was David Moyes' team, it's a blue collar, hard working, and kind of embodied the Merseyside mindset of we are gonna work. And maybe this is what the ownership group is looking for in terms of support going forward.
And they weren't getting that from Sean Dyche?
You know, but Sean Dyche is not a name recognition. It's not a name that you link with Everton Football Club. He's a above board average mediocre. Well, he's an average manager who saves people from relegation.
Sounds like you're describing David Moyes at his best.
Yeah, but David Moyes is an icon at Everton Football Club with the money. And maybe icon is probably too strong a word, you know, so find the next word and give me. But I suspect the Everton fan base, if Everton fan base can rally around David Moyes, who them are going to rally around?
But was that a problem at Everton, though? That's what I'm telling you. This feel like a panic hire. And El Pistolero actually agree with it. He said, yes, he is. For the job and the years he served the club. And if that is icon status, then that's a slippery slope.
It's not like West Ham was doing really, I mean, all right. West Ham wasn't really doing very, very bad, right, when he was there.
No, and forget about West Ham. This is the man that bolted from Everton for the Manchester United job.
Yeah, but this is why I'm going to return 12 years later, because Everton is in a bad place. And again, he's part of the fabric of this club. In fact, probably the best era in recent memory that Everton has gone through. So I suspect Everton fans will probably won't hold it against him if he go try to spread his wings, which he did. Now, the new management, I said we have new stadium up in next year, and here is somebody who is synonymous with the club, who is part of the fabric of the club forward. And I think maybe that's why they went on and moved from Sean Dyche so quickly, because once they took over the ownership of this club within the last month, right?
Yeah.
They finalized and they say, yo, Bridget, David Moyes, their road, make a move. You can't sell tickets with Sean Dyche at the head, brother, in a new stadium.
And you think David Moyes will?
Again.
Look, I am telling you, I thought they were going to go for Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho would be even worse. You can't sell tickets with that brother there. And him angry stuff. Because the first thing, if he doesn't get the players that he wants, and he's going to do a press conference about football heritage, I would know the new ownership of them to have a bag of money to give Jose Mourinho any sort of high-end, high. I think that's the reasoning behind the move. I could be totally wrong, but that's the angle I see this new ownership doing it from.
All right. Big up Sean. Sean says, Junior Arteta deserves no credit. This is his team. Arteta is just not good enough to win at the highest level. El Pistolero said, Moyes to Everton is just like Mourinho to Chelsea and Ferguson to Man U and Wenger to Arsenal. It's
probably right. I mean, it's probably right, Junior. If we look at his record at Everton, I mean, he was at Everton from 2002 to 2013. He did 11 years at this club. I mean, so he's part of the fabric of this club.
Yeah, definitely. But legendary coaches?
I could look through the history of Everton and still can't remember another manager.
In recent memory, I cannot remember another team other than another coach other than David Moyes. So yes, he is synonymous with Everton. When you hear the word Everton as a coach for coaches, I'm thinking David Moyes. That's true. But it wasn't this a team that Ikini or Amokachi did come on the field and score, sub himself. Wasn't it Everton?
I don't
it wasn't
remember.
Moyes. Yeah, man, it was Everton. Let me see.
So what? The FA Cup, the runners-up game?
It wasn't a runners-up game.
So I know Akini. I think Akini used to play for them.
Is Ikini there? I think you don't remember the famous story about Ikini subbing himself on.
Well, I'm not gonna. I don't remember the story. I don't remember. Enlighten me on the famous story about subbing himself on.
It was a famous story where he wanted to come on and the coach ever call him on and the striker get injured and he can walk up on the field and say, "Sub ref," as linesman put him on and him go score.
So you're not talking about Yakubo Akini.
No.
Did it when Moyes was there also, right?
This is before better Ikini. Remember Ikini Amokachi?
Okay, yeah, I know, yeah.
From Nigeria 94 team.
Nigeria
I'm pretty
striker, yeah.
sure it was Everton they was playing for, but I will figure it out. But El Pistolero said, when we hear certain club names, these are the managers we grew up come see at the club. That's true. I give him that.
Yeah, man, fair enough. So from ownership standpoint, David Moyes is the man. Good luck to I mean, I guess his first job is to keep them in the Premier League. That's ultimately his responsibility this year, regardless of stadium or whatever.
Right.
Keep them in the Premier League.
Right.
Another managerial change while we were away, Junior. Graham Potter took his first job. Took charge of West Ham in the FA Cup against Aston Villa. They went down 2-1 to Aston Villa. Graham Potter is back. I guess the Chelsea money run out.
Yeah.
What do you make of this hire? Graham Potter now the manager at West Ham. Can West Ham fans get excited about this hire? The Hammerheads or Hammer or whatever they want to call it.
I assume Hammer then because I call him Bubble Side, but assuming that he is truly integral in Brighton, the style of play that Brighton play and where Brighton is today, assuming that he was just not a tool, assuming that he's one of the integral pieces, then yes, West Ham fans can get excited about it because right now they still have Paqueta, right? And Paqueta is a piece that you can attract good footballers to play with. So if Potter can start the transition of West Ham into what something similar to what Lopetegui intended on doing, then yes, it could be a match made. Because he has something to prove.
He does have something to prove. Graham Potter said, speaking to the West Ham media house or West Ham website, said West Ham is a huge club at the heart of London with a tremendous fan base and great support all around the world. End quote. Junior, how fool him? West Ham have support all around the world?
I talk trippiness. I think that's a dig at Chelsea.
Yo.
I think that's a dig at Chelsea.
Some people we can take a walk and just say some things, but we don't have to chat foolishness all the time.
Right.
So good luck to Graham Potter. They went down 2-1 to Aston Villa family. It's early days yet, but
nothing to read into it. It's a cup game, whatever.
You know what? I'm gonna go on record and say this. Get rid of Paqueta. Just get rid of Paqueta and move on with your life. There's a bit of uncertainty about this transfer, this gambling thing, and you have a very, very inconsistent baller. And this is why Lucas Paqueta is playing for West Ham. He has a very inconsistent. Just get rid of him. Cut your losses and move on. Regarding Mohamed Kudus, another inconsistent baller. I wouldn't get rid of Mohamed, but Mohamed needs some guidance. He needs some guidance. And he needs someone to kind of say, brother, cut out the foolishness. Out
of curiosity, why Kudus need guidance and not Paqueta?
Very good question. See, Paqueta has come through the ball space as high-end baller. And in my tracking, our tracking of him, right? He was high-end, upper echelon, blah, blah, blah. And so he went, for whatever reason, he ended up in a France and then in Japan and West Ham lap. Now, how old is Paqueta now? And Kudus?
Probably 24. I don't think Paqueta is past 25.
Okay. And maybe my point is that Paqueta will work, but it's like he will just kind of just totally lock off. At least you have to make him realize that there's a competition for his role, for his job. It's not guaranteed.
He's 27.
Now Paqueta a big man now, man.
Yeah.
And how old is Kudus? And we have to go with the African age. Yo, voila. Because Kudus is some way, we don't know, or it's not Ghanaian players who normally come up under those things. It's what, Nigerian players? And Nigerians, do not send me any hate mail because we have seen evidence of players getting, the juniors player down in Germany, Mokoko. Recently, his father came out, or stepfather came out and said he's not 18 or something to that effect. So,
Bendan, you see, let me tell you something, Bendan. You see, when you find yourself drowning,
just step outside.
Just stop paddling, stop waddling, just stop.
How old is Kudus, family?
Reportedly, he's 24 years old.
And you forward with reportedly, and I tell me if it's step outside.
It's called a lifeline. Take the lifeline and say, yes, okay, reportedly he's 24, let's move on.
But let's see what happened with West Ham and Graham Potter. I think your point is we will see what or who is the real Graham Potter.
Yes.
Is it the Chelsea version or the Brighton version is the real Graham Potter?
Yeah. And El Pizarro said them should have sold Paqueta to City a long time ago. I agree.
Yep.
At 27, I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, should have. And I thought the deal was almost done until the whole gambling thing forward. I thought it was almost done. Then I know West Ham probably kicking themselves now because they probably would have collected because that was a huge transfer money that they would be sitting on. And then he would have been Man City's problem in terms of the whole gambling thing.
Well, he would have been Man City's solution this year.
Okay. All right, now to Super Copa El Clasico. Junior, Real Madrid, get the belt ready. 5-2. You know, Carlo Ancelotti at the pre-match press conference said that they have learned, or they learned from the El Clasico that took place in October. Of course, Barcelona defeated them 4-0 in that game. I don't know how much. Well, I guess they did learn to score a couple goals, but they conceded quite a few here. Junior, talk to me. Wagwan.
You're right. They did learn because that game, that was an offside fest. And the goal that Mbappe scored, he beat the offside trap. The second goal that scored, he did beat the offside trap again and end up getting a red card for Chesney. So yes, they did learn. But if you are a Liverpool fan and you're still begging Trent Arnold to stay at Liverpool after watching what happened at Real Madrid, let Trent go to Real Madrid. He will learn very quickly. They're going to give a beat them, kill them down the Benton. What kind of defending is that? And then just try to make all these excuses. Well, you know, they don't have any defenders and they don't have that. How hard is it to stop, stand up, read space, run to ball, kick ball? How hard is that?
I mean, Barcelona is a very fluid team, Junior. It's very hard.
And Camavinga get a bug of the referee get a bug of the week, but Camavinga have to collect a bug too, because Camavinga clearly wanted to get a red card. He clearly wanted. The man was playing on a yellow card, and for some reason he tried to take a professional foul at half line.
I grab Yamal.
Like, why? And there's a lot going on at Real Madrid.
I am very pro the Trent Arnold transfer to Real Madrid, and I think I mentioned that last week, and Jurgen Klopp, years ago articulated quite well as a coach why Trent is very important. Now we can disagree, because you know there are many of us who think that Real Madrid definitely needs more defensive help, and Trent is gonna be more beneficial on the offensive help and side of things. But I mean, Lucas Vazquez now did not know right back, and for me, I think Trent is an instant upgrade. The Danny Carvajal, the Eder Militao injuries, those are a problem for them. So, Real Madrid will have to figure out, do they go in the transfer market and get another defender? Or do they just wait? I mean, they have young Asensio. And theoretically, they only play Barcelona, what? Twice a season? And I mean, Barcelona really needed this victory compared to based on the recent run of form, because Barcelona haven't won a game in what 5 in La Liga. So this is Hansi Flick's first trophy. I think I trust Coach Carlo Ancelotti to. Now, granted, the evidence is saying otherwise. I trust Coach Carlo Ancelotti to be able to figure something out for Real Madrid, going through the rest of the season. And then in the summer, then bring in Trent and whosoever else they want to bring in.
Now is the time to cash in on some players.
Well, I mean, Liverpool is not going to let Trent go now.
Forget about Trent. They need to get younger.
You can't. Well, you can't. You have. All right, so they signed Fran Garcia as left back. They have Fillerman there at left back. So they have 2 left backs. They have Danny Carvajal sitting out. They have Militao sitting out. It's a lot of money in your defense. You have Alba who just come back. So then you go sign one next defender again. Who else is out here?
I'm not saying go sign a defender. I am saying cash in on some of these big name players. Okay. Like for me personally, Chouameni and Camavinga, Rodrigo, uh, Vinny to some extent. These players are expendable, and you can take that salary and that transfer fee that you will get for them and transfer that into 2-3 players that are role players. I think Real Madrid is suffering from having too many stars on their team. The Galacticos term is not necessarily a good thing, especially in today's form of football. At some point, you're going to have too many Chiefs and not enough Indians, and it shows. Barcelona seems to have the right amount of stars amongst players that just want to play their role. Players that just don't want.
We'll get to Barcelona and the right amount of stars in a minute.
But that if you were to ask me the difference between both teams, that's the difference to me. I mean, why not move? All right. If I could turn Chouameni, Camavinga into Paqueta, does Real Madrid get better? If I can turn Vasquez, Rodrigo, if I can turn them into my boy at PSG, the left back with Manu, try and forget. The Portuguese. Mendes, and I can probably just throwing it out there, Rafael Leao. Would Real Madrid get better?
No. Rafael Leao, definitely no. I'll leave him on that.
But there's a reason why I throw a Leao name out there. A player that has some a Garnacho.
And I'll leave him on that.
No, I don't think so. I think Real Madrid is suffering from fat cat syndrome, and there are games that they just won't feel like playing.
Listen, I will not question Real Madrid and what they're doing. Real Madrid has won 14 Champions League trophy and a big dog, and probably the best club in the business for a while. And so they know what they do. So if Real Madrid want Trent Arnold, then Real Madrid must know what they do. You know, and so to that end, them front three, you know, I 100% agree that Kylian Mbappe did a better job this evening or in today's game versus the previous game beating the offside trap. Right. And the Camavinga situation, and we spoke about this, I think maybe in the pre-La Liga show or a few weeks ago, there needs to be some sort of coming to Jesus moment regarding Camavinga. You need to determine what you're going to do with this player. Because he's playing these service level roles, but he's not really kind of hammered down a fundamental role in this team. Because at halftime, them take him off today.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be a midfielder. He play left back, he play right back. So he's competent in doing some things. In fact, you might see him start playing right back in a few weeks, if you know, from a defensive standpoint. And the Chouameni role, Chouameni, I mean, he's not a centre back. So it's hard to kind of say, like, why. I was a little bit, you know, why play him today in centre back position when you have your centre back, young, you know, who has done well in some games for you, since you're playing in that role. So, Real Madrid will be fine. In my opinion, they're embarrassed by the defeat, and of course, anytime them get fixed up in these Classicos, I mean, they're embarrassed by the defeat. Junior, you think Carlo is losing it a little bit, or is this a situation where this team just have some issues where I kind of put Carlo as the best coach in the business, and he solved these issues? And the fundament and just kind of the fundamental thing, his team got run off the field against the same Barca team in the first Classico. I know they got run off the field again. So tell me, Carlo didn't really solve the big issue.
Well, Carlo does not forget. He hasn't forgotten how to coach. What he can be losing, though, is the connection to these players. At some point, it becomes white noise. At some point, you're just tired of hearing the same message. El Pistolero said Madrid might just see Trent as a second coming of Cruz. Possible. I kind of like that, but that is assuming that he has younger players around him in his quadrant that will respect him, right? I think Madrid, that's what Carlo has to fix, his connection with the players again, where things might not be going right, but the coach can push the button.
Yeah, he has that he's big name. That
Right,
man,
but to me, it's more than big, a little bit more than big name though. It's more of, it's not respect, but a coach is measured by how much they can lift a player and let the player play above his weight, or play close to his maximum, right? And if you lose that ability, then your team will not be playing near its maximum output. That's all you need a coach to do. Another name, and I think this name is even probably better than Trent, is Kyle Walker.
who?
Kyle Walker, that said that he needs to leave Man City.
We'll get. In fact, we'll forget about it. No, because he gives you nothing offensively, and it's the same defensive problem. It's the same defensive problem as Trent and as Lucas Vasquez. He gives you. In fact, we sat down here a few weeks ago and watched Man City get fixed up, and Kyle Walker sit down here and watch a man jump in front of him and hit the ball.
Ethan, Kyle Walker playing to the Rafinha do a scoreboard.
Of course, Kyle Walker wouldn't make a difference. Because Kyle Walker, in fact, I think this is why Kyle Walker is trying to get out of England. The speed I beat him. Well, other than these allegations about divorce or whatever. The speed I beat him. And one thing you have said, and I've said, and I 100% agree, when his speed gone, dog nyam your supper. Dog nyam your supper. But in fact, we saw the similar goal against Man City during Kyle Walker in the slump. So the same thing. I think what Trent does, and Trent's passing from deep. Imagine Trent Arnold that pitch over one quickly to them fast man, the Mbappes of the world. And if Mbappe can truly hold his line and get behind that defense. Jeez! Carlo, of course Carlo go want that.
I have no qualms with Trent going to Real Madrid going forward. The problem is the defending. They still have to stop Barca. Barca has scored 9 goals in 2 games against Real Madrid.
Yeah. Let's see how they play in the next one. And of course, Fabi, big up Fabi. Fabi says Kyle is Fabi says, man, you're asleep. He's in contact with AC Milan. Yeah, Barcelona now sleeping about ball chat now sleeping about ball chat. Junior just bring up mix up. We know him in a contact with AC Milan. Him just throw up mix up.
Everybody in contact with AC Milan. Everybody. AC.
And we soon get to Kyle Walker and AC Milan. No, for me, with Real Madrid, no worry. Yes, you lose the Classico. Yes, it's a problem, but it's Barcelona needed to win this football game, and they won it emphatically. Based on the recent form that in La Liga has been poor. Hansi Flick got his first trophy. The whole noise around Danny Olmo's registration and all them full. Barcelona needed something positive, and not all. And Yamal coming back. They won and won emphatically. Now, I would say about Barcelona, I am very concerned when a man like Rafinha has a very vocal presence in football club Barcelona. Barcelona used to be football royalty, used to be like the DNA of the bedrock of building stars, generational ballers. Rafinha, Barcelona, look, Rafinha, I joke this. Rafinha has a very integral role in football club Barcelona's short-term success.
So why can't he be like Ed Milson?
What?
Remember Ed Milson was at Barcelona.
What?
No, Ed Milson. The
Yeah, stay at
Brazilian.
the Barcelona business, alright? Stay at the football club, Barcelona business.
You remember Ed Milson?
Yes, I remember Ed Milson. But stay out of football club, Barcelona business, alright? We sat the Rafinha. Yo, trust me. In fact, Rafinha is so it seems so powerful in Barcelona, like him all a wild up referee from the bench and the coaching staff can't even keep him quiet.
He's the captain.
Hey, Rafinha is so powerful in Barcelona. Rafinha is making comments at press conferences about how the Dani Olmo registration doesn't look good for players who may want to come to Football Club Barcelona.
He's the captain, Benton. You listen to your captain, sir.
Yo, Barcelona gone to the dog, brother. Barcelona gone to the dog. And this is a nice segue. Regarding Barcelona gone to the dog. There's the Spanish Football Federation intervened regarding this Olmo situation. There's an injunction, a short-term registration of Olmo, Dani Olmo, and Victor, until the Spanish Federation investigate the case, and they will come up with a solution. Junior, I don't know what to say. I mean, how hard it is to register one player? Or two players. How hard it is to register two players permanently for the length of the contract.
And all these reports that are coming out, who are deciding, one here saying that they want to cancel it so that them can. I don't know. I need somebody to explain to me fully how this La Liga player registration thing really work, and why is it that we can register a player or a player can be eligible to play and start the season eligible and becomes ineligible halfway through the season? Why the calendar don't start over with the eligibility? There's just too much loopholes. We don't know, Ben.
So let me see if we can do a local job. Based on what I have, and we follow La Liga really closely. If they want to cut off the TV channel. La Liga, each team in La Liga has a spending cap. I mean, also you know this. And so Barcelona is over its spending cap, or pushes up close to the spending cap, or over it in August. Now, because of this spending cap, there are exceptions in the rule. Like if you get if your player gets injured, as in case of Andres Christiansen, you can use 80% of that injured player's salary to cover the registration of another player. Now, Christiansen returned from injury because he's originally registered on the squad. So now Christiansen's registration cannot be used anymore for Olmo. So there has to be a new registration for the next part of the season. Now, the spending cap can be increased based on incoming revenue or paying down debt. And so the allegations that Barcelona said that the Nike contract, which they were working out or apparently secured with Nike, was going to resolve a lot of the financial issues that then would make them able to then register Olmo. And apparently that's not enough because they're still in financial crisis based on and over the spending cap that La Liga puts in place. And that's basically my takeaway from it is that Barcelona needs to offset players. Now, granted, to be fair to Juan Laporta, Barcelona has offset some players and have cut some spending, but they haven't cut enough. And according to the New York Times and The Athletic, when Barcelona was transferring Dani Olmo and Deco flew to Germany and got his commitment to sign, almost commitment. The financial department of Football Club Barcelona, according to The Athletic and New York Times reporting, said that they told Laporta and Deco that he won't be able to register because of the financial situation. And Laporta and Deco decided to proceed anyway. And a big part of, and this is why I hate La Liga, this is some things I hate about La Liga, is the politics in this club and politics in this league. And what I mean by politics in this league, because of the whole situation around Dani Olmo's registration, no injunction, Barcelona fans know, some of them allege that because Javier Tebas, the president of the league, is a Madrid fan, and the leadership in the league are Madrid fans, Madrid people are fighting against Barcelona. And so you have all this politics where what basically is, if you look internally at Football Club Barcelona, you have an operating debt of 1 billion euros. How can you function like that, brother? And you assign players?
Stock money. They're treating it like stocks. Or credit. They're treating it like credit. Yeah. Just, and they have players that don't want to leave.
And you have players that don't want to leave. And you have players unconscious. And then the sad thing about all of this is that the players that are performing so well for Football Club Barcelona now are academy players. Yeah. So the Kuberse of the world, the Casados of the world, and those young players. So why you never play them players, the brother, and stop with them run-down money? We are run-down, done. Ferran Torres. Well, Ferran Torres, they are Barcelona, though. Carry water. What is Ferran Torres' role here at Barcelona?
How about Frankie de Jong?
And how much Barcelona paid Man City for Ferran Torres? Yeah. They probably still have pay upon the same contract in installment.
Yeah. It's crazy. They're in the wilderness. Their shining light, though, is that they have a young team, some young ballers that are theirs, and they don't play that difficult of a league, so they can navigate through it if they get very deliberate and stop faking it, because part of it is they're faking the funk. Part of it is they are still trying to give the impression like they're the almighty Barcelona, instead of just saying, you know what, let's take this one little period at a time and figure ourselves out. Let's take this year. Let's trust the young ball of them. Find a coach who know that we will accept a third place in the La Liga, right? If it means that we can offset half of this roster.
Yeah, man, you can offset, fix up the money thing, brother.
Let's fix up the side, yeah.
Fix up the money thing. And the thing that some reports coming out of Football Club Barcelona is that Barcelona is a very political club, as we know, and so the members vote for president and blah blah the office. Now with Barcelona taking on so much debt, so many debt and so many loans, you have no other major players in the decision making of Football Club Barcelona. The people who owe money basically now can have a bigger say in the direction of the club, rather than the actual members who own the club, the socios who owns the club, to say, all right, yo, the boy and I get such and such. But if a lender says, yo, you need to service this loan because we have given you X millions of dollars and we need the so, yeah, I'm tired of them.
Catalan badness.
Tired of them. But Barcelona fans will come and tell you, so the world is against, at least some Barcelona fans come and tell you, so the world is against them. I say, brethren, fix up. And that's it for me on Football Club Barcelona. But what's, you know, and also one of the funny thing about it, in the appeal process, Barcelona has gone to court twice and rejected regarding the Olmo registration. But both appeals, two players them try register, you know, and both appeal is for one player, you know. It's Danny Olmo alone them a try register. They're not. And of course, Danny Olmo, according to the Times and the Athletic reporting, is that Danny Olmo group and people inserted a clause in their contract after the whole difficulty in registration to say that if you can't register the player within this transfer window or within a certain time frame, then he has the right to leave, on free. So
Man City will take him.
Gladly. This is another tidbit regarding Olmo. The man trademarked him celebration, the clock celebration, the one when him a pint to him. I don't know when him score a goal for Barcelona, him a pint. It must say time I run out. and the reason why he said he trademarked it because one of his favorite players in the NBA, Damian Lillard, trademark him.
Time.
Yeah, trademark him. Whatever I want to call it.
Yeah.
So, but Barcelona and Real Madrid aside, Junior, I think the hottest team probably right now in all football is probably Atletico Madrid.
Yep.
14 victories on the trot in all competitions. The man them hot like fire, brethren.
Yep. And looking to get better and stronger in the January transfer window. If rumors or reports are right. So I don't think Cholo wants to play with this opportunity. This is an opportunity for him to really win a La Liga title again this year. You're not going to get another year like this.
Yes.
You're not. So I love what they're doing, and they're doing it in the most un-Cholo-like fashion. But they still have the ability to shut it down and lock up a game. So this is their time. And you're right. They're one of the hottest teams in Europe right now.
Yeah, man. And as you said, another chance to win another La Liga title for this group. They've, of course, won 2 La Liga titles. And it's Anchola like fashion. The man never play some attacking football. Attacking football. Quickly before we go to Yawd Ballas, Junior, before we have to take a look at the Serie A. It's not a league that we discuss very regularly, but we have football show, and when things are going over Serie A, we will touch it. I think the biggest concern or biggest surprise for me this week in the Serie A, I mean, Napoli leading Napoli. Number one baller, probably their number one baller, based on some reports, asked to leave the club. That is just strange to me. Cover asked to leave the club. That is absolutely strange to me. I mean, am I reading any? Is there anything? And out of all the clubs where probably might end up at PSG. Is that really an upgrade?
Yeah, well, would a PSG come knocking next year? Like, maybe Cover feel like he needs to strike while iron is still hot right now. That's my best bet.
And by the way, Antonio Conte did acknowledge that Cavasqueira has asked to leave the club. I spoke to Kevika and he confirmed his plan to leave the club immediately. There was a contract that was supposed to be renewed. Obviously, I didn't do enough to convince both parties to carry on together. I'll take a step back because I can't keep cheering up player who doesn't want to stay. End quote. Sorry, Joe.
You have to love Conte's brashness. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. You're not a part of the plans. Move on. Look, we can't live in the now. Cannot live in the now. Bayer Leverkusen had a great run last year, right? This year, not so hot. Are their players still coveted? I don't think so. Napoli right now is having a great run, great year. I can't blame Cover for wanting to go to a bigger club. I think PSG is a bigger club than Napoli. I really do. Now, are they having a better season? Arguably, they're both the same, but Napoli is playing in a much more competitive setting, playing better football right now, right? But PSG gives it a higher potential of earnings outside of football or outside of the club that Napoli don't give him. Maybe that could be a part of his reasoning. Maybe he just doesn't see Napoli as a big side. When you think about Italy, Napoli probably come in probably fifth or sixth when we're talking about teams in Italy.
Yeah. When it comes to heritage, yeah,
So
Napoli.
I can't really blame. To me, this is like what will happen at Nottingham Forest in the next couple of months. You're going to see a bunch of players just leaving. And we're going to say, well, why don't you stay and figure something? You could be a part of a dynasty. No, I'm not going to be part of a dynasty. You have 6 bigger teams over me right now. That could be part of his thinking. And can't blame him for it. As long as he moves to a team where you can walk in and win a trophy right now, because it really going to look bad at you if you leave Napoli and Napoli go win Syria and you go somewhere and win nothing.
So
That's hard.
the BBC has this article here regarding Kevika, and in the article it says he has been linked, or who has been linked with PSG, Liverpool, and Chelsea. I mean, I know about the PSG link, but Liverpool and Chelsea are interested in the services of this player, based on what you are here about.
No. No. It's just flat. Why? Why
And Fabi Frana, Liverpool people, talk to me. Are you guys interested in the services of Kevika? And I mean, this is a high money transfer, Junior. This is not no cheap transfer.
Yeah, but he's replacement A for Salah, right?
So he's a left wing baller.
It don't matter. You're just replacing a winger. It don't matter which side he play on.
So then, if Liverpool is interested in him, then what does that say about Luis Diaz?
Maybe Luis Diaz can play down the middle. Maybe Luis Diaz can play on the right. I don't know.
Something fishy, Agua.
And maybe it's nothing. And you can't blame Liverpool for wanting to keep their options open. If you have the means and the capacity, you want to look at and say, I will gather interest in this player, because you don't know if Luis Diaz might get up tomorrow and say, I want to leave. So at least have your scouts working on these possibilities. That doesn't mean they're going to put in a transfer request. That doesn't mean they're going to fight for him right now. But if the opportunity presents itself and we have a need, I've already done my homework on this player. Let's go trigger. Right? I don't think we should read too much into interest. It doesn't get serious until you hear there's concrete interest. Player agreement have been met. Now we're waiting on the clubs to negotiate how they're going to have this transaction. Then you start saying, okay, here's the fire for the smoke that we saw earlier. Apart from that, other teams attack.
Another player that asked to leave the club, and the coach admitted it in the presser. Kyle Walker reports that AC Milan is potentially the next place for this player. Junior, Pep Guardiola acknowledged that Kyle Walker wants out. The man saying done. Him want to play abroad, explore his options. AC Milan, according to the Telegraph, AC Milan is at the front of the queue.
Translation, I'm getting old and I want one more payday. We move on.
Pep said It's not easy for me to say because I should tell him, but he's not here. So 2 days ago, Kyle asked to explore the options to play abroad. At the end of his career, he's been on right back, blah, blah, blah. And I want to say that in the same press conference, there was a mention about Bayern Munich. Yeah, Guardiola says he asked to leave 2 years ago after the treble. Okay, he says he asked to leave 2 years ago after the treble. And I remember I said Man City didn't win treble.
They did.
Yeah, they did 2 years ago.
Yeah. But and remember, this is the same Kyle Walker that Pep hinted that was done at City right before that treble winning team. So I'm not surprised by it. I'm curious to see which team went pick him up though.
Yeah, so Pep kind of went down memory lane. He said he asked to leave 2 years ago after the treble. Bayern Munich wanted him then, but the offer was not good enough. And the club told him how important he was.
Right.
We cannot understand the success we had these years without Kyle. It's impossible. And yeah, man. I mean, he's an integral part of what Man City has achieved. Why not? AC Milan. Why not? Why not? He still have some years left. Why not? I want to play right back now for AC Milan.
I have no
Pierre
idea.
Hernandez play left back. Who's the right back?
I'll tell you in a second. Yeah.
Calabria. Okay, so weird. So in the game yesterday. So, I guess is a backup. I mean, or just a competition for Calabria because it's not like Calabria. I don't consider him bad.
You don't consider him bad?
I don't think he's bad. I don't think Calabria is bad as a bad right back.
And he's younger than Kyle Walker old. Like,
yeah.
I was joking earlier when I talk about Real Madrid, and I was more trying to just think of a right back that could be available. Notice I didn't say Alphonso Davies.
Yeah,
Even though Alphonso Davies play left back, him or Theo can play right back. So I'm 100% sure of that. So you have so many options out there. Kyle Walker obviously looking for that last payday. And probably a change of scenery. But he's definitely looking for that last big payday to squeeze out the 2 years about legal time legs. Probably. I can't see AC Milan doing that transfer and convincing their fans that they're still trying to look forward. That's not a progressive move to me.
Yeah. Good luck to him. Good luck. I mean, good luck to him, and good luck. I mean, they might have some personal things that's alleged that's out in the public space right now. Good luck to him, because we don't know how the man and woman thing goes. But good luck to him with that, and this move, you know. Yeah. That's it for global football news, family. Now we're going to circle to the only thing that really matters. Jamaican football report.
I am Jamaican.
Yawd Ballas.
Yawd Ballas report, yeah.
Hal Grimson said former Reggae Boys manager Hal Grimson did an interview with the Irish Sun. Of course, he's the coach of Ireland. He told the Irish Sun recently that his new environment is somewhere where he can learn, but that while in Jamaica he was more of a teacher. He revealed also that he criticized the way some things were done and tried to change, but those things were not forthcoming. Junior, we saw some of the quotes. I mean, why bring this up now from Hal Grimson? We know it's not to well Ireland, but why bring this up now?
It shows that
could this lead to some sort of change that we hope that we get in JFF?
Why would JFF listen to their failed last coach?
Dennis Strong did reply and said, "This is not the story that we want. No, this is not. We don't want to hear this. No." to paraphrase.
That's cool, Mr. Chung. But one thing that is shown, because it's about a year since he resigned, right?
Was it what? What, July? Was it July? Was it because he did the Gold Cup last year, right?
Yeah, but he all right. He left after the Gold Cup, but he did agree that he was going to leave the
Okay.
post after and I'm pretty sure it's around this time. So to me, where I'm going with it is it shows how long the NDA is for JFF. You have a year, you cannot say anything publicly. And as soon as the year is up, you can feel free to say whatever the hell you want to say.
Okay.
And
So
he is
there was
saying,
an NDA.
of course, it's obvious to me, and I could be wrong, but I feel like there was an NDA, and he did not get a chance to tell his side of the story. He being the Helgrimson, and now he wants to give that opportunity. Now he wants that opportunity.
And some of the things, and you know, we know said Jeff. You know, Dennis Strong replied in quote, and this is Livingston Scott article in the Jamaica Gleaner. You can check it out. Dennis Strong said, quote, "I saw the article and it's unfortunate, but when a head coach comes here to Jamaica, he comes to teach because he comes with a certain amount of expertise. I don't know what specifically he's speaking about. Everybody knows Jamaica is a developing country. Jamaica is a poor country. We do not have the infrastructure, and that is an issue. As a poor country, we know that we need to resolve those things. But I do not know the other things that he's speaking about because we try to accommodate all the things that we can within the context of our budget. So I did not know blah, blah, blah. But this is a little distraction," Chong went on to say. "What we do as leaders when we're given a task is set a goal to get changes because we're given that responsibility as leaders to transform an environment." So basically, it seems like JFF hired Al Grimson as a leader and a teacher, and them got a follower and a non-teacher. So who interviewed Al Grimson and they couldn't discern? I couldn't figure out if he was a follower or a non-teacher because, I mean, Hal Grimson pretty much is saying that within this new environment, he can afford to learn, i.e. the Irish setup. And whereas over the other environment, JFF environment, him couldn't learn.
But forget about who interviewed him from Jamaican perspective. Who the hell interviewed him from the Irish perspective and said, "Forward and be a coach so you can learn"? What are you learning for? "Well, I want to become a better coach." For who? Your next side? How about you being a better coach now and coach beside? Why you use my coach why you use my side as a crash test dummy? What the hell is there for you to learn? We could have done without this story. We could have done without. I don't think there's anybody in this world that is waiting on a Helm Grimson explanation for why he did not succeed as a coach of Jamaica. I don't think there's anybody out there that is waiting for that question to be answered. So why is he taking it on himself to rehash that?
But like you said, the NBA, and maybe you're right, allegedly, maybe he felt like, and reputation matters. In this life, it's one of the few things you have, is your reputation, is your name, is your credibility, and how you interact with people. And maybe Hal Grimson, the way he left the JFF, I mean, some probably said, "Brethren, yeah, the thing that when you go on with over there still not look good enough, brother." So here is now his opportunity to try to repair his image in the public space. And so you rightfully point out, and we don't know have anything to support it, but you make a very good point that the NDA may have expired, so him now can have a chance to say, "Yo, may I try repair my image?" Because we know say over there so allegedly he also he also said, and it's one thing to say that he couldn't learn, but he also went in and said that the staff around the setup is generally unhappy. I think that may be one thing that touched a nerve a little bit regarding Dennis Strong reply,
Yes.
because it kind of speaks to an environment where Hal Grimson claimed that the general staff around the team was unhappy. And he says, quote, they always had the choice to quit and find another environment to work in. I then realized that there were certain things that could not change, or that it would take a very long time to change them. Then I was actually faced with the same choice as a staff who were not happy. I didn't see myself being able to continue for another 2 years in this working environment. So Junior, basically, while going, the man basically has said the JFF working environment is not very.
Doesn't this sound a lot like Craig Butler and Leon Bailey? Right? I remember Helmgren was supportive of Bailey during his excommunication. He was very supportive of him. So there is something. I'm in a business. BM says Helgrimson isn't doing well at his current job and is trying to distract. Also, he's still bitter about not getting some of the Copa money. He saw Jamaicans as gullible people he could exploit. In for Gwe, trash can. I'm tired of Helgrimson. I'm on to big up.
No comment about the staff being unhappy. Chung refuted the claims about unhappy working environment. Chung, of course, as expected, says, quote, Dennis Strong, Gent Secretary, speaking to Livingston Scott as a gleaner, said, quote, the staff has been here is the one that is still here. If they are not happy, then they would have left. We don't get any complaints, so I don't know. If you do not get people saying they have an issue, it cannot be addressed. We have people who come to us sometimes to say they do not like this or that, but as leaders, we sit and work it out and try to make it better. The man said the staff, we did come here, them they here for a while, and them now left. But he says, Dennis Strong says, but I don't know of any general discontent. I have good relationship with my staff, so I cannot speak to that.
You cannot trust a coach like that after that. I would never coach under a coach that does that. Never, because everybody has their ulterior motive. Everybody have their reason why they stay or why they leave, right? If I am deciding to stay and you tell my leadership something that I said, you're making my stay more uncomfortable, right? So it shows a lack of professionalism, a lack of tact, a lack of common sense. You are halfway across the world. You are not going to play Jamaica in any game. Jamaica won't affect you going to the World Cup. Why are you talking about the coaches there at Jamaica? Did they tell you they wanted to help him? Because if the coaches ask for help and say, we need transparency with the JFF, that's a completely different argument right now, right? But to me, that has not happened. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're afraid to lose their job. Maybe that's what the dentist was trying to say. But you can't put your coaching staff in there. I'm sorry.
I think there's some distractions going on here. I mean, I definitely think that there's a part to play, but the devil may be in the detail. Maybe the other man, the other staff at the JFF are on the NDA, so they can't speak. so Al Grimson, now that his alleged NDA is up, so he's doing the bidding of those that can. You know who we need to talk to? We need to talk to Xavier Gilbert, because the man did a long time.
Okay.
And can we get honest answer around the culture of the work environment? All right, fun and joke aside. Some of these criticisms are not nothing new. I mean, we have heard of, so this is nothing new. So the mere fact that this is nothing new with some of the criticisms really kind of points to the fact that Dennis Strong feel the need to come out and defend it. And again, and try to refute it, not defend it. And again, we want to highlight reputation and your credibility is a big thing in the space. And it's quite coincidentally the JFF just hired a new marketing manager to try to get brand JFF out there. And we have discussed this on numerous occasions. And we don't know. We call JFF under the current administration party shop. Yeah. And we don't use that word lightly because we love party shop. But we recognize that party shops are poorly run, some of them. And JFF has under the current administration have a history of poor problems, so of issues. So hopefully now things probably have changed. Maybe you need more things like this so them can come to the light, so them can straight up them back and figure out some things around the corner.
I hear you, boss. I hear you. That would sound so good. But to see if John Barnes, a legend of Jamaican football, pure, that Jamaican football, a football legend in the EPL, that many Jamaicans within the JFF organization grew up looking at that player. If he cannot incite change, you really think a white man that is considered? Okay. All right.
Other football news regarding transfers and players on the move. Terry McGee, and I need to look for the video in an interview. Do you remember the person who did the interview? Jamaican Terry McGee said that he's not returning. He's exploring his options, not returning to Colorado Springboks. It's Colorado Springs Switchbox.
Yeah. He wants a new challenge.
Yes, he says he's exploring he would like a new. I want Terry McGee agent. I Craig Butler? I think he is, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah, I don't think so.
Put on your Terry McGee's advisor hat here, Junior. You like this move? I mean,
yeah, because you want the youth to strive, and you want him to try to play at higher division so he can recognize easily recognize his weakness and strength, right? So I like the move. Hopefully, he had interest before making this decision. I really hope it's not I'm stepping out on faith kind of thing. I really hope that's not the case.
So you know, sir, we never go school go on bench.
Right.
So, and with that being said, the man must have something sit down around a corner with them a hash out like a deal or because he can't just take. I think normal or regular players would have said we're going to re-sign with our current club and then probably, then explore the options or hash out the deal. But of course, that kind of include another baggage because you have another negotiator at the table, the current club and the player that potentially would, So if he said those things publicly, suggests to me that Terry McGee and his advisors must have something lined up around a corner. Must have something lined up around
Must have something lined up. We're going to try to comment real quick. BM says, if you listen to Hamilton's early interviews, he had no interest in the job. Nobody wanted him, and he saw Jamaica as a quick buck, nothing else. His job was to be a coach and leader, and he failed. Big up Ty Gill. Ty said, Jamaica 20 years ago versus today. The difference is Horace Burrell and his love and what he injected. You can bring in 100 manager, outcomes will be the same. Jamaica's football will not change as long as the leadership is the same and as long as the local football is the same. I agree 100%.
So what's the space regarding Tariq McGee? You watched Tyreek McGee at Colorado Springs Switchbox. You've watched him in the JFF setup. I wanted to ask you this, are playing for Jamaica. Do you see him in the English setup playing somewhere in England? Well, not necessarily Premier League, but anywhere in England. Championship. I mean, all right. If Casey Palmer can play a championship for Hull City.
Casey Palmer runs.
Why Terry McGee can't play
Casey Palmer runs.
Casey Palmer have England passport.
Casey Palmer runs and he plays defense. Tyreek McGee don't. I know Jamaicans don't really go in the Spanish league. But I think he could fit one of those teams.
There's a baller there, There's a baller there, but I agree with you regarding the other side of the ball game, the defensive side of the ball game. And he's not Mesut Ozil, he's not Mesut Ozil type of baller who can pull strings tackle. That's not him, So he's either him become Mesut Ozil type of baller, say no one tackle, or him start tackle.
But even if he was Mesut Ozil type, remember that is what got Ozil cancelled from Arsenal. That's what killed his rise.
Yeah, but at them time that the man did probably say, yo, me don't play with ball right now. Me I go and build. Me I go and build. We have done enough. But so what's the space regarding Terry McGee? Will USL season, I mean, I guess at some point, if, we wish the young man all the best. If something that materialize, him can always probably circle back to the Colorado Switchbacks, because Colorado Springs Switchback, because I thought he did well. He did well with the club. I mean, so, good luck to him. Good luck to him.
PM says, until Maggie improves his work rate and defensive abilities, he is stuck. Well, I'm not stuck in USL anymore, so...
Yeah. Well, and he opted not to,
And Colorado Switchbacks complied with him, so...
I mean, him find a home. Worst come to worst, him can run some ball in the Jamaican Premier League.
Veer can use him.
Yes, Veer can use him. Veer Phoenix United can use him. Jamaican Premier League score round-up, Chapeltown versus Malines ended 0-0. Cavalier defeated Dumbarholden 2-0. 1-1 between Harbour View and Humble Lion. And again, Veer Phoenix United pick up a two-piece meal from Portmore. Humble Lion and Chapeltown game postponed. Currently, Waterhouse and Tivoli tied at 0-0, and Waterhouse missed a penalty.
Big match that too,
Big match. I wish that match to play over Jerusalem.
Yep.
Match still going over Jerusalem?
I think so. I might be wrong though. I don't know.
Waterhouse Mini Stadium, them call it, as the stadium. Standing for the Jamaican Premier League, Mount Pleasant sitting on top, Mobile United in second place, and Humble Lions and Harbourview. Boy, and again, we can't even continue to emphasize how the club of Clyde Jardini, Harbourview, gone to the dog.
Well, they're still one win away from leapfrogging, Dumbarholding, and racing. So,
Junior, one win away. I mean, Harbourview not supposed to have struggled with them foolishness.
I agree. But everybody go through their season. So.
And based on your inside information, what go on over Harbourview?
Badness. But I'll leave it alone.
Madness. BM says Tapper should boss Maggie at Mount Pleasant. But I would have to take somebody game at Mount Pleasant, and Mount Pleasant are doing quite well. Yeah, right, that for Yawd Ballas, as we get more update regarding players, transfer and performances, we'll make you we'll keep you abreast. Anything we miss, family?
No, other than the international window might be coming up soon. Jamaica play nobody? I don't think so. No. Premier League come back this week though, so ball game.
Yeah, and we're not gonna really subject Arsenal fans to another difficult discussion regarding League Cup. We'll see if that League Cup first leg. We'll discuss the second leg of League Cup encounters when they roll around. But yo, hit that. Time for go where we are.
I watch Eagles.
All right, good luck to the Eagles. What's the score?
16-3.
And
I'm over there watch people. I'm before I watch it.
Okay. Connect with us on Instagram. By the way, TikTok get banned, and if TikTok does get banned, what does Ball Chat plan for the family?
We just take TikTok off the flyer. I don't want to beef with the incoming presidency.
And okay. And by the way, Football Family Ball Chat is on Blue Sky. If you're on Blue Sky, you can check us out on Blue Sky. Big up to Yawd Ballas on Blue Sky, who's giving wall-to-wall coverage of Jamaican football. Yawd Ballas always giving wall-to-wall coverage. And Kayla McKenna scored. Jamaican Kayla McKenna scored in the 43rd minute for Madrid. Yawd Ballas on Blue Sky. Check him out. Wall-to-wall coverage of Jamaican women's football. Jamaican defender Cyberhan Wilson signed with our loaned to Southampton. Southampton finally get a player. And of course, Ball Chat is on Blue Sky. Yo, big up to all listeners. Big up.
Bless up.
Connect with us on Blue Sky at Ball Chat Podcast. We're on Facebook at Ball Chat. TikTok Ball Chat _podcast. Big up to the crew at I Am Jamaica on Facebook. Big up. Salute to all listeners over there at I Am Jamaica. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Big up to Ball Chat. I want to shout out Ball Chat management and leadership and owners for sponsoring 4 players at the just concluded Caribbean Showcase Ball Chat. Yo, in fact, we can see if we can give a shout out to those 4 players, Junior. Let's see.
Yeah.
Can we give a shout out to those 4 players? Ball Chat sponsored 4 players at the just concluded Caribbean Premier Showcase held on the island. Hopefully those players were able to get contracts. Let's see if we can pull up the 4 players. Hold on. Bear with me there. All right, there they are. Ball Chat Podcast want to congratulate Sophie, Chenny, Candice, and Chelsea for earning our sponsorship at the Caribbean Premier Showcase. 4 ladies, outstanding, wonderful young ladies who went and represented themselves and their family. Grassroots football development. Junior, you have anything to say? I mean, I read the request, the essays by these players, and well put together. Some very, very bright young players, and definitely they do have a space in the football and the academic space. So, anything you want to say, management?
No, look out for a big up to the 4 young ladies, and definitely well, they have our 100% support, and we want to see them get better. So let's just continue to support our young footballers, male and female. Let's support them. But what an early lookout for your school, Benton. What's your school name again? What's your school name again?
What school?
Your high school.
Mannings.
Yeah, Bug Mannings. When Mannings was a big school. Before Benton and them crew got
we're looking for yes. We need to keep an eye for that match coming up.
Coming up real soon. Let's soon tell them about it. Real Mannings.
The Cecil Pringle
Memorial.
Pringle match
Real Mannings. Real Mannings. Real Mannings.
When it comes to football, we're not talking about real Mannings, because Mannings is still winless in the Costa Cup after all these years.
Well, Mannings have a big side. You soon hear about it. So look out for that coming up in a couple of weeks. We'll soon tell them about it. But let's look out for it. And Mannings, yeah. I'm going to support Mannings a little bit this year.
Good. But Mannings did win the under 16 competition. So that's an improvement.
And I have a little bit of an inside story. Mannings won the under 16 tournament with under 14 players.
Yeah, under 16 tournament young boys. So that team's supposed to get ready for because we're hungry.
That's a golden generation side.
We're hungry as a Mannings alumni. We're hungry out the road. We're out the road hungry. Want to win something. But again, congrats to the three young ladies who took part in the Caribbean Premiership Showcase held at the UWI Mona Field, our JFF Field, and all the players. Of course, the event took place in St. Elizabeth, also for men and young upcoming players. So you have college scouts and professional scouts who attended this event. So, football family, connect with us on Blue Sky at Ball Chat Podcast and Instagram at Ball Chat Podcast. We're on X at we're still on X. We're at Ball Chat 1. We're on TikTok at Ball Chat _podcast. And big up to the listeners over at I Am Jamaica Facebook group. Big up. Send us an email at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Yo, long show. We're
45 away. We're 45 subscribers away.